I lived in Novi for over 17 years and it's definitely one of my favorite towns in Southeast Michigan. In this video, we're going to go through what it's like living in Novi, from where to grocery shop to where all the parks are, including my favorite one, family fun in the area, and more. We're going to go through the pros and some of the cons of living in Novi. My name is Mike Perna. I'm a local real estate agent, #1 agent in Novi, and I make helpful videos about all of Southeast Michigan for people looking to purchase or sell homes in the area. From my favorite townships to things to do to personal finance. And it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and hit the like button to help more people see this video who are considering moving to Novi. And if we can help you achieve your real estate goals, whether it's buying or selling, give us a call anytime. Here we go. In our previous video on moving to Novi, we covered Novi's proximity to downtown, the airport, and Ann Arbor, and we're going to dive a little deeper on that. One of the cons of Novi is that it doesn't have a downtown per se. At one point, they tried by making a main street here on the south side of Grand River and on the east side of Novi Road, and I'd rather just call it what it is, a 3-building shopping complex. However, Novi is centered between 3 of my favorite downtowns, with a 4th one not too far away. Directly to the west is up-and-coming South Lyon, with a sleepy downtown about 15 minutes away from the Novi border. Now, these guys do a great job incorporating the Michigan park system with the downtown, and there I would try the South Lyon Grill and grab the rattlesnake pasta or the brie burger. To the east 15 minutes is downtown Farmington, and there are a lot of great restaurants in downtown Farmington, but also the One Up video game bar, which is definitely one of my favorite spots. Now, directly to the south, just 5 minutes from the border, is downtown Northville. Scope out Lucy and the Wolf and take a walk through the district downtown, where people get together and hang out and play cornhole and eat outside in the summer, and frankly, just visit. And I'll be sure to link below to my Northville video and my Farmington videos. South Lyon, you're on my list. I'll be making a video about you shortly. Fourth, but definitely not least, 15 minutes to the south is downtown Plymouth, which again is one of my favorite downtowns. I love that one. It's got Kellogg Park in the center, and then it's ringed with great shops and great food. Shopping. I get a lot of questions from people we're working with that are moving into the area about grocery shopping and grocery stores, and I'll get to that, but I can't help to start with 12 Oaks Mall. Its anchor stores are Macy's, Nordstrom, and JCPenney, and that's just where it starts. 12 Oaks is the largest shopping mall in Southeast Michigan, with a whopping 1.5 million square feet of retail space spanning over 2 floors. They currently have over 180 stores and 30 restaurants and 7,000 parking spots. You will not lack for parking there. 12 Oaks does some great events throughout the year, like Photos with Santa, and recently attracted the Cheesecake Factory and a Sedona Tap House. Frankly, my go-to is actually across the parking lot in the Baronet Hotel, which is Toasted Oak. It's a farm to table and not nearly as busy as the mall restaurants and not nearly as pricey as it sounds. Back over at 12 Oaks Mall, they even have a Taco Bell in their food court, and I'm still a little salty about that one because that area used to be a movie theater. And like myself, if you guys are the same age watching this video, you probably went to as an angsty teenager. All right, now let's talk about the rest of the shopping in Novi, because you're gonna need to go shopping. Novi is a large community, and then here's a map of what's available so you can see what's closest to the area that you're looking at. Within the city limits, we've got a couple of the grocery staples. For example, on the corner of 10 Mile and Meadowbrook, you're gonna find a Bush's Fresh Food Market. These guys are a local Southeast Michigan company, and frankly, they've got some great produce. Target on Wixom Road between Grand River Avenue and 11 Mile Road. There's a Kroger on the corner of Grand River and Beck. There's a Walmart at Grand River and Novi in the Novi Town Center. And Novi has several smaller and more specific grocers as well. Panday Indian Grocers is located at the corner of 10 Mile and Beck, Sangdo and Korean Market on the corner of 10 Mile and Novi, and one of my favorites, One World Market, which is a Japanese grocery store at Grand River between Meadowbrook and Novi. While you're there, if you're a sushi person, get the sushi. It's rolled fresh daily, and you can either pick it up or you can order it made to order right at that moment. Now, just outside the city border, you've got a couple of different grocers to choose from as well. There's a Trader Joe's in Northville on Haggerty Road, a Meijer right at the corner of Haggerty and 8 Mile, and an Aldi in Wixom. In addition to that, there are Sam's Clubs on the corner of Grand River and Wixom, and then again over on Haggerty Road, a GFS at 12 Mile almost to Novi Road, and there are 2 Costco's, one in Livonia just south of 8 Mile and one on the other side of Novi in Walled Lake, here and here right close by. Costco also has those $1.50 hot dogs, and they've kept the prices the same since the 1980s. They do not believe in inflation, clearly. Unique to Novi is Michigan State University's Tollgate Farm and its 160 managed acres, which is used by MSU and has programs for the kids, including summer and winter camps. Kids are going to learn about wildlife, farming, beekeeping, gardening, and a lot more. They've got seasonal night hikes, Maple Fest in the spring, Pumpkin Fest in the fall with a ton of kid-friendly activities, holiday lights in December, and a lot more. Now we're going to cover all of that in another video on the family-friendly things to do in Novi. Also, Paradise Park is a must-go-to in Novi. Paradise Park is a full-blown amusement park and a great place to run all the energy out of kids, located right in the heart of Novi. There are hours of entertainment for the whole family, and they have kiddie carts, they have a climbing wall, they've got go-karts, they've got laser tag, trampoline, bungee jumping, mini golf, mini bowling, and an arcade. There's a balloon drop tower and more. Two basic options at this one is you can go to the individual attractions and just pay for those, or you can grab a wristband and spend the whole day there and have fun and eat and do everything. Now Novi has a super robust park system. Now before we get there, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and if you like what you see, give me a like. I'd be eternally grateful. Let's get over to Pavilion Shore Park. Now this one is my favorite park in Novi, and it's got a ton of history to it as well. Pavilion Shore Park is on the southern shore of Walled Lake. The park, which has several trails for biking and walking, also includes a picnic area, a pier for fishing, and more facilities. Pavilion Park was once the site of the Walled Lake Amusement Park and the Walled Lake Casino. Yes, there was actually a casino here in Novi. The park was opened in the early 1900s, and the casino was built in 1973, was later destroyed in a fire in 1965. This place has hosted a ton of musical groups of the time, and today they're under the protection of the Pavilion Park Shore Conservatory, which is an organization dedicated to preserving the ecological balance and historic nature of the park. That's an 11-acre park that sits on the southern shore of Walled Lake and opened back in 2013. It has walking paths, a fishing pier, a picnic plaza, swimming, parking, and waterfront seating. Now the next park we're covering is the Lakeshore Park, which is just a short walk to the west, literally 0.2 miles away from Pavilion Shore Park. Lakeshore has a few additional amenities, which include sand volleyball, a swim beach, horseshoe pits, barbecue pits, picnic shelters, and play structures in over 10 miles of mountain biking and multi-purpose trails. If you're a hiker, watch out on the weekends. Those mountain bikers are definitely out there. I can attest to that. Wildlife Wood Park features more than 50 acres of fields and wooded land surrounding two Novi schools, which are Deerfield Elementary and Novi Middle School. And when school's not in session, you can actually access the school playgrounds from the park grounds. It has a rentable picnic shelter and athletic space for soccer, softball, tennis, and baseball, as well as an open field space. This park also features an outdoor exercise area with 8 equipment units, allowing up to 18 people to exercise at one time. These stations are designed for people 14 and up, and it's also wheelchair accessible. Just south of the exercise area are 4 pickleball courts that are dedicated to pickleball only, which is kind of like the new thing, right? All right, so soccer is definitely not the most popular sport in America, and I think it might be gaining popularity with Ted Lasso, but Novi has Bosco Fields on 11 Mile and Beck, which is a brand new soccer park including 13 different soccer fields. And that's all there is to this one, although there are plans to bring a splash pad in the near future. All right, now this next park's actually kind of unique and pretty cool. It's the Novi Water Tower Park and RC Raceway. And it's a smaller park, about 3.5 acres at the intersection of Novi Road and TransX Drive. And this past spring, the city built an RC Raceway track. The track is open to 1/8 scale and smaller battery-powered RC models from dawn to dusk, May 1st to November 1st. Next up is the LMA Power Park, which is an athletic complex used primarily by softball and baseball leagues, and it sits right there on the Civic Center campus, right by the police station and City Hall. There are 6 baseball diamonds that host a ton of leagues. In addition to that is 28 acres, and most of the grounds are still heavily wooded with mature hardwoods, including a trail system for hikers. There are 2 play structures and a small shelter which is rentable for events. Furious Park is located at the corner of 10 Mile and Taft Road and is an 8-acre park that has a great setting for a simple walk while enjoying the rolling hills, and it has a 150-seat amphitheater with family-friendly performances taking place May to October. A few of the other smaller city parks include Villa Bar Art Park, Brookway Farm Park, the Novi Dog Park, which requires a membership for use, and we'll drop the link below on more information on each one of those. Last but definitely not least, one of the best parks that Novi has to offer is the ITC Community Sports Park. And this park is known as the premier soccer and baseball complex in the area, and it hosts a lot of tournaments throughout the year. There's also tennis and basketball courts within the park. If sports are not your thing, the ITC Park also has a picnic shelter that's available for community use throughout the year or to rent for gatherings. There are 2 play structures, one near each entrance of the park, which are open all year round. One thing that I love about the ITC Sports Park is the ITC Corridor Trail. It's a 4.5-mile trail that connects the Ascension Providence Hospital campus to the ITC Sports Park. For right now, this is the only stretch that has been built and available in the park, but the ultimate goal is that this will turn into a bunch of regional facilities such as Mayberry Park, the I-275 Corridor, and Hines Park, which are all in the neighboring towns of Northville, Livonia, and Westland. Switching gears, Novi has a robust annual calendar of events, and we're going to have actually a full video on each of these, breaking all of those down. But just so you have an idea of Novi's rhythm, each year in the spring, you've got the Spring Palooza at the Civic Center. This is a free, family-friendly carnival-themed event, and it happens every May. They have an annual Memorial Day parade, and then closing the summer, you can also check out the Michigan State Fair over Labor Day weekend. In October, and I never miss this one, the Motor City Comic-Con comes to town, and then just a few weeks after that, they kick the holiday season off with the Furious Festival Nights. All right, so last couple of pros for Novi is that it is routinely ranked in a ton of the top 100 best places to live list in the United States, including by Money Magazine and Forbes. Novi, like any city, not everything is going to be great, and there are two cons that are not glaring, but I think they are important and definitely should be covered. First one is the home values. They have skyrocketed over the last few years, and more so in Novi than in most places in Southeast Michigan, which is a tribute to how much people like Novi. But I do want to note that the average value in Novi is 50% more than the average home value in the entire Metro Detroit area. In Metro Detroit, as of the time of this filming, the average home sale price is $306,000, and in Novi is $497,000. The second thing is the traffic, and living in Novi, I just kind of feel like I got used to it, but I do have to mention it for all the outsiders. Right there, specifically at the corner of 696 and 275 and the 96 interchange, seems to be just like constantly under construction, and there's always a backup there. Now, if you're not from Michigan, we do have two seasons here. We have winter and construction, and that's not to say I don't love it here, because honestly, I love Michigan. All right, so that is a ton of information on Novi, and we've really only just scratched the surface. Scope out some of our other videos on Novi in our Novi playlist. My name is Mike Perna. We have been serving the Novi community and Greater Metro Detroit for over 2 decades. And if you're currently thinking about purchasing a home or selling your current one, I would be honored to receive the call to interview for the job of helping your family's next move. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next video.